Hey, I'm Van. These last few videos I've been talking about more specific things about my life, but I kind of want to go back to what I was doing at first and talk about more general problems, more general things that I consider important, just to switch things up. And what I decided to talk about today is something that has been a very important problem to me, and that is losing touch with my friends. Now, I have great friends. I appreciate every single one of the friends I have right now, and my best friends are just absolutely wonderful people. They've been, they support me in everything. When I come with a dumbass idea, they usually just tell me like, hell yeah, do it, right? They support me and all. So I'm super grateful for them. But I also know that I've sacrificed a lot of friendships because of the way I am and my difficulty for, I don't know if communicating, but keeping in touch. And I'll explain what I mean. Probably I'll mention this in a separate video, but my relationship with social media is kind of weird. I'm kind of a lurker. I use social media, I just never publish anything. And even in basic communication, like regarding WhatsApp, I never use WhatsApp. I never communicate with people through there or in general. I'm very much of like being with the person. If I'm not with the person, it's very hard for me to like text them back and shit. And also, you combine that with my now not so frequent bouts of depression, and now you get someone who just never appears to their friends. Like, it sucks, dude. Because, for example, I remember this close friend of mine that I appreciate lots. There was this guy in high school. Now I'm in college, but there was this guy in high school. I'm in college now. That was bullied pretty bad, and I befriend, and I befriend, and I be, and I be, fuck, dude. I cannot say the word befriended. What the fuck? I just like the dude, and it just so happened that he was bullied. So it was a whole thing, being the friend with a bullied kid. But we grew pretty close, and being for a while, like the only emotional support he had. Of course, I try my best to help him through a lot of shit, and of course, give him advice on what I could, and of course try to push him to search psychological help when he could, because these issues were pretty, they were pretty deep cut shit. And eventually he did, and he got better. But the point is that we grew increasingly closer as the years in high school went by, and I still appreciate him a lot. And I remember when we graduated, he just told me, because I've always been like this in regarding communicating. It's very hard for me to write back, and he knew that, right? Because we only really met in high school, but outside of that, it was hard to get hold of me. So he told me like, dude, I really hope we stay in touch. I told him like, yeah, but of course, because of the way I am, I kind of have trouble doing that. I'm not going to attribute everything to my depression. It was a big factor, but I also don't want to take away any of the responsibility that I have, because it was not his fault, it was me. But I just sucked at keeping in touch with him. And I came back like some months later, and now he was like a different person, like much better. He felt a lot better, but now we're not so close as we were before, which is logical. But it just sucks having this very nice, very wholesome friendship that is dwindling because of my fault. And that is one example that has happened to me with a lot of people. And it sucks because I'm good at making friends, I'm just bad at keeping them. It's not like they get angry at me. I don't really have problems with people often or at all. And it's just that I'm not there. The thing with the friends I've lost is not so much that I do things wrong. It's just that I don't do anything at all because I'm not there. We could say that the wrong thing I'm doing is not doing anything. So it's rough for me. This is going to be a shorter video because there is not much to talk about. I guess this video is kind of a way for me to scold myself and tell me like, hey, talk to this person about something. And the problem with that is that as time goes on, I usually get increasingly nervous with talking to them. So I don't know what to say. And like, it's been months. So what should my first thing be? Should I apologize and then continue saying what I want to say? Should I just open up and ask them something? Should I say a joke? I don't fucking know. I get nervous, and that, it stops me from talking to them, when probably I shouldn't overthink it that much. The times I just text something random, they usually receive it in a good light. So now that I'm not really feeling the effects of depression that bad because of the pills that I'm taking, I've talked about that in my previous videos. Now I'm becoming increasingly able to talk to these people and not just close myself up from the world, which is something that used to happen to me a lot. I just locked myself in my room and did nothing. I only went out when I needed to. I still have to go to university, but besides that, I didn't like communicate with anyone. Or even when I went to university, I never talked to anyone, and it was very, very lonely. Keeping healthy relationships and having good friendships, there's an additional aspect to it that I think is relevant before ending this video. And that's the fact that, this aspect of making friends but not being able to keep them hurts a lot when it comes to the sort of networking part of university. Because if we're real, right, I'm not a person that likes to like lean into this too heavily, but I think that in university it's important to understand that every friend you make is potentially someone that could hook you up with a job, right? It's someone that can help you in some sort of way. I'm not saying that you should talk to people just because of that, but naturally there is a lot of networking involved in university. And if you have this problem, or for example with me, that it went to critical levels in the sense that I didn't make new friends, that can really affect networking for the future. So that's why I'm trying to work through this right now. So now it's getting better for me, but if we take like me a year prior, the me that closed himself up from the world and didn't make new friends, because of my depression, that is going to affect, my future, right? Because there's a whole important aspect of networking that I'm not doing. You don't need 1,000 friends. You need like a couple of good friends. But I wasn't making any long-term friends. So that is something that I'm trying to work through right now, especially because more than just my depression, there is a whole personality aspect going on. I'm still, even outside of my anxiety, I'm still a very fearful person. I'm very much like very neurotic. But that is something that I must work through. And, if someone is going through college too, just know that, like, dude, networking long term, it is very much important. You don't need to make 1,000 fucking friends. You just need to like focus on, and you don't even have to have forced friendships. Just focus on the people you like, and maybe they bear fruits. Maybe they help you out. Maybe it's not exactly with a job, but maybe now you get someone in the field then you can talk to and get some knowledge out of them, or who knows. You never know. The connection is there and you never know when you will need it. So that is everything that I want to talk about today. I know this video was not as emotional, but again, I like to switch things up. So that is everything that I wanted to talk about today. I hope you have a nice day. I will certainly try to have a nice day.